Ya Rab. Hey guys, how are you? Coach Mo here. I'm gonna make a YouTube series. I'm gonna make actually a course, a mindset course, a course about mindset and about goal achieving, about everything that I learned in my years of studying mindset, in my years of developing me as a person. I'm gonna put it in a course. Probably I'm gonna be doing it from this place here to to keep it all together in one place in one course dedicated specifically to developing your mindset. Okay, if you don't know me, my name is Mo, Coach Mo, Mahmoud in Arabic. I came from Africa, from North Africa, Morocco to Spain, to looking for a better life. I was a skinny teenager, scared, skinny kid, and I managed to develop myself, become a professional fighter, build a strong physique, build a strong mind, develop courage. And then I went to business, and I had many experiences with in business. I failed many times in business. I even was a professional trader for a while, and I was profitable at it. Then I stopped that because it was not in congruence with my religion, with my faith, so I stopped it. And I developed a business of my own, which is the coaching business. I was coaching people, uh, my skills in fighting, then and martial arts, and I was teaching them also how to get fit. Doing it one to one, and I managed to do that. Nowadays, I am more dedicated towards online coaching. And as you can see through these videos, through this YouTube channel, you're literally witnessing me developing my personal brand. Okay, you're literally witnessing the development and the creation of my personal brand, and I'm gonna apply everything that I learned towards this goal. And this course, as I said, is going to be specifically designed towards mindset and goal achieving. Okay, so pay attention. The first video. So this is the first video, and it's going to be about something very important. Okay, so you have a goal, right? You have a goal you're trying to achieve, and there is certain ingredients, certain lessons that I'm going to share with you that you need to have in mind in order for you to achieve your goal. Okay, the first thing that if you study any philosophy of success, if you study any mentor, any guru, any coach, the main ingredient, the ingredient that is always constant, the ingredient that is always present in any teaching is this: you have to have faith. You need to have faith in order to accomplish your goal. Yeah, you need to believe that actually your goal, that thing that you're shooting for, is possible for you. And you need to believe that you are that person who's capable of reaching that goal. Okay? So belief is the main ingredient. We understand this. I think most people understand this. Anybody that has begin to study to figure out how I'm gonna reach my goal, how am I gonna develop great physique, how am I going to develop a great relationships and get the girl of my dream, how am I going to become that man, that courageous, strong man that fears nothing, how am I going to become that man that is successful, that has his own business, that has millions. Okay, you are going to encounter this. You have to believe. But how do you believe though? Now imagine you do not believe at this moment right now. If I ask you and if you're honest about yourself, you will say, no, I actually, I don't. I have, I, maybe, maybe it's possible, but how, I don't believe it. I don't fully believe it. You know, inside, deep inside, that you don't believe you can get what you want to get. That's fine. But how do you develop belief then? Everybody's telling you believe, but how do you develop the freaking belief? Okay. So I'm gonna give you the ways, a few ways that how belief is developed. And so these things I'm gonna share with you is what I've learned through many coaching programs and many coaches and many mentors that I've had. Everybody has his own way of teaching you how to believe, but I've gathered all the possible ways, and I'm gonna put them in this video. Okay, and you can choose to use all of them or choose what's best for you, or focus on one of them that will that are actually more suitable for you. Okay, because again, self development, it's very personal as well. Okay, so what works for you might not work for another person. What works for me, what makes me tick, might not make you tick. You understand? Each one of us is different, but there is principles. There is certain principles that apply to everybody. That's why I say a coach. A coach is like a doctor. You go to him, you tell him your story, you share with him your what is it you were trying to accomplish, what's holding you back, and he will give you a recipe. That's what I do, at least with my students. I give them a recipe based on my experience, based on what I've seen from them, and based on what I think is going to work for them best. Okay. Anyways, let's get to the lesson of today. Belief. How do we develop belief? First thing, belief is developed through understanding. Write this down. For the number one, okay? Belief is developed through understanding. Let me explain this. So they asked, somebody was traveling in a plane and he had fear. He was afraid of planes, of flying, all that. And next to him there was a man. That man seemed very relaxed during the landing, during the takeoff. He didn't flinch, nothing. And the guy asked him, how do you not? How are you so relaxed? Why are you so relaxed? I mean, you're not afraid. You don't have like doubts that something might happen. I mean, they say that planes have they are in risk during the takeoff. This is the moment where it's more risky for a plane. Okay, on this journey, it's during the takeoff. So, but anyways, so the guy seems very relaxed. He told him, "Listen, so I fly these things. I fly these things. I understand how these things function." He told him, if you put enough thrust behind a rock, it will fly, let alone a plane designed to fly. So the guy had understand. He understood how that situation functioned. And because he understood, he was not afraid. He had belief in whatever that vehicle, the plane, he had believed that the plane would take off and would fly successfully because he understood perfectly how the mechanics of that situation work. Okay, he had understanding. In the same way, if you understand you better, if you understand you better, if you understand your gifts, if you understand your mind, if you understand how do you function, if you understand the laws of the universe, the laws that God has put here that govern the universe, you will develop belief. Believe in that you can accomplish a certain goal that you have, or believe in yourself. Okay? There is a saying that goes like this. Our belief is based upon our evaluation of something. Frequently, when we re-evaluate the situation or the thing, our belief about it will change. So when you understand, and understanding can only be developed through study. When you understand when you understand a situation, when you study and understand better how the thing works, you will literally start re-evaluating that thing, that situation. And when you do that, your belief about that situation or about that thing will change. So the more you understand, the more you study and understand, the better your belief is going to become. You're going to have more faith in yourself because you're going to understand yourself better. You're going to understand your powers. You're going to understand your capabilities. Okay? A bunch of flies here. So understanding. Okay? Understanding is number one. And understanding can only be developed through studying. So you need to study and develop understanding so you can have more faith in yourself. If you would understand if you would understand the miracles that reside in you, if you would understand also the laws of the universe, if you would understand and study successful people and see how they did it, you will actually develop belief that you can do it as well. Okay? That's number one. Number two, Number two, constant space repetition. Constant space repetition. Let me explain. So, scientists discovered that when you repeat something, even if it's a lie, when you repeat something to yourself day after day, multiple times during the day, when something is constantly repeated to you, whether you're conscious or unconscious about it, you will literally start believing whatever is repeated, whatever you're exposed to. And they did a study. They studied criminals, they studied crime, and they have discovered that people that engage in crime at a certain time, they are normally brought up in an environment where crime is is frequent. They see it every day. It becomes something normal, something natural. It becomes part of life. It's normal. They actually took a person that has never done a crime, that they took people, this is a study, okay? They studied a bunch of people that have never had contact with crime or with criminals or with any shady activities. And they took them and no, sorry, they didn't took them. They studied these people that actually had no no relation to crime, and that and after a while they went and lived in a place where crime is committed a lot. Okay, so these people were never had contact with crime, never, and they went for uh, for for whatever reason, because they had to move somewhere to that place, and they moved and they lived in a neighborhood or a place where crime is committed. So after a while, they discovered that these people start seeing crime as something normal. Before they were like disgusted by it, but after a while, living in that place, in that neighborhood, in that city, they started um, they started sort of accepting it as part of whatever it is, part of life. And then it became something normal for them to see crime, to hear crime, to talk about crime. And at some point in life, they find themselves engaged in crime, engaged in a criminal activity. This is constant space repetition. Okay, something is being repeated to you time after time, time after time. At some point, you are going to believe it. At some point, you are going to believe whatever is being repeated to you. Hence, that's why successful people always advise to not watch the news, because the news is literally designed to give you to bring all the BS in the world, all the wrong stuff that are going on in the world, and put them in one capsule and give it to you. Okay, here it is. And again, next day, what's wrong with the world? And next day, what's wrong with the world? If you watch that, it will literally destroy your mind. It will literally destroy your faith. So you have to do the opposite thing. You have to constantly repeat to yourself positive information that supports your belief in yourself. These videos, for example. Okay? You have to constantly repeat to yourself the vision of your goal. We're gonna come to this in next videos. You have to literally see yourself already in position of the goal you want and repeat that to yourself. You're not going to believe it at the start, but with repetition, you're seeing that image, you're seeing yourself already in position of that goal you want, the goal that you're shooting for. With the repetition, your subconscious mind will start accepting that idea. And when your subconscious mind accepts that idea, it will become a reality. It will start pushing you to move towards it. It will show you the way towards it. And your subconscious mind, we're going to talk about this in other videos. But just understand that your mind, I'm not talking about your brain, I'm talking about your mind. Your mind is the activity of your brain, okay? Your mind is divided basically, to simplify, to a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. In the subconscious, there is all the storage, all the um, the programming that you received through your life. Okay, so the subconscious mind has no ability to think or to analyze. It just accepts whatever. Okay, the subconscious mind this is where the programs are residing, and they run. Subconscious mind is very powerful. It just runs the program, whether you like it or not. Okay, For example, people that are afraid of little dogs, there's no logical explanation to that, but they're afraid because there's a program in their subconscious mind that have been planned there that says, I'm afraid of dogs. So they're going to be afraid of dogs no matter how old they get, okay? Unless they change the program. And then there is the conscious mind. The conscious mind is the mind that you think with, the mind that you think with, the mind that you use to analyze, to think, to see what's going on, to eat, to smell, to taste. It's your conscious mind. Okay, your conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject information. You have the ability to analyze. You have the ability to think. Okay, we're gonna talk about this later on. I don't want to make this video too long, so I just want to focus today on how do you develop faith. Just remember this. This video you're gonna have to watch later again when you finish the course. Okay, so we said constant space repetition. You have to repeat to yourself positive information. You have to repeat to yourself your vision already in position with your goal, whatever your goal is. Okay, that's number two. Hope it's clear. I'm trying to make this video short, but it's already 16 minutes because this is this is a lot of information. Anyways, um, number three, very important. Number three, write this down. Self-validation through a self-development process. Self-validation through a self-development process. What do I mean by that? You need to have a self-development process, self-growth process. It's a process that is designed normally by your coach or designed. I give actually my process, what I do and what I teach to my students in other videos, and you can see it. It's a process that ensures that I am operating each day from an optimal state of mind. Okay, it's also a process that includes in it on a daily basis activities that make me a better person. It's a process also that forces me to face discomfort. Okay, it's a process that also in it there is a part of learning. Every day I'm learning something. So it's a process. It's a program. This program, when you stick to it, okay. I don't want to talk about it right now, but you can go to other videos and you can see my self development program, my self development process. When you adhere to this self development process each day, you literally start self-validating yourself. You're still self-validating yourself to yourself because it's going to be a program that challenges you, but because it challenges you and because you're interested in self-growth, you still do it every day, you do it every day. So day after day after day after day, after a while, after months of doing it, you actually start believing in yourself because you are constantly engaged in a process that elevates you and that is challenging. So when we do challenging stuff, we feel good about ourselves. We feel great about ourselves when we do something challenging, but you know that is this is going to help me. So this self-development process is literally going to make you, after a while, this doesn't work in one day and 1 week. This works after months, years, maybe 6 months, maybe a year of doing the same thing every day, of adhering to the same daily process, okay? Of sticking to your word, basically. You're sticking to your word. You're literally gonna start respecting yourself in an unimaginable way. You're literally your self belief will rise to another levels because you're respecting your word. You said you're gonna do something, you know that something is positive, and you're sticking to it every day. And that will literally, after a while, give you a sense of self belief. It's gonna it's gonna change who you are. Okay, so this is the third way. I talk about this in other videos. You can look up my channel. Cool, cool. There is another way, the fourth way, emotional impact. Emotional impact. Okay, you can write this down as well. Emotional impact. So this Emotional impact does not happen very often. It's very rare. Emotional impact is when something happens that has a great emotional impact on you, that literally in that moment your subconscious mind is open and an idea goes in, slips in, and it slips into the subconscious and it's written there and it's programmed there, because that emotional state you've been in is so great that it influences the subconscious in that moment to accept anything. Okay, this could be, for example, an accident. This could be, for example, death of a loved one, or it could be something very, very dramatic, very devastating. It could be positive or negative, but normally it's negative. Okay, it's normally negative. Like when, like for example, when we talked about the dog, people that are afraid of dogs, probably when they were young, they've been attacked by a dog that probably was trying to play with them, and they were so afraid because they were young and innocent. They were so afraid in that moment that an idea slipped in their subconscious, and there is a program that dogs are scary. And now, even when they are grown ass men, and I've had friends like this, the big guys, you know what I mean, big grown ass men that are afraid of little dogs. And this, it has no logical explanation, but it is logical if you understand that the subconscious mind could be programmed through an emotional impact. Some people could have an emotional impact where, I don't know, where they've been in a very, very, very difficult situation, very, very tough situation, I don't know, life or death situation. They're in the last moment they're saved by some person. Okay, they're saved by a person, and then, you know, in that moment, an idea got programmed in their head that a person with these features, with these characteristics is a good person. So anytime they meet a person that is close to the characteristics of the person that saved them, they immediately trust them, they immediately love them, they immediately feel connection with them. For example, okay, another example of an emotional impact um, could be like the 9/11, like big attack, something like that. People uh, get, in that moment, their emotions are so uh, are so vivid. They're so emotional that any idea that they received at that time, it gets programmed in their head, and they find themselves hating a certain type of people without any explanation. Like, this type of people, I hate them. I can't stand them, because in that moment they were programmed to believe that this type of people hurt you and created a great damage to you, to your family, to your cause. So so that's emotional impact. Emotional impact is very rare; it doesn't happen very often, and so we are going to have to rely on the other methods that I've told you to create belief in ourselves. Okay, this is it, guys. This is how you develop faith. Okay, this is how you develop faith in yourself. And if you use all these methods, all together, you can have even better results. Okay, understand yourself by studying you, the mind, studying the laws of the universe, studying goal achieving, studying successful people. Number two, using the constant space repetition concept in your favor by indulging in positive thinking and positive information every day, and by watching, actually literally painting your goal, writing it down, having a picture of you, having like a picture in Photoshop, already in position of whatever you want to have. If it's a body, put yourself, cut your head and put it in a body of a fit person, something that's similar to you, to your body type, and watch that every day. It's going to affect your mind. Number three, have a self-development process, non-negotiable, non-negotiable habits that you do every day. With time, is going to give you a tremendous amount of confidence, because you're holding your word to yourself. And then we said, emotional impact. That's not, most likely, it's not going to happen to none of us, to one of us. And but at least you know it, you understand it. Okay. So here it is, guys. There you have it. Stay tuned to the next video.